Hi everyone, Hayden from Some Stones here, and like I promised in the last video where I explained why the PS Classic is worth it, I'm going to tell you some stories about some memories I had with my PlayStation 1 when I got it. This is not the PlayStation Classic, this is the OG PlayStation 1, like the thing that's way bigger than that over there. So let's get right into it. So here's the games I download on here. Not all of these games are games I had memories with, but some of them are. So the first game I ever had a memory with on the PlayStation 1 was Wheel of Fortune. Yes, I know that's a weird game to start off with, but it just was. You know, my 12-year-old head really didn't know much about games, and it seemed like a fun game, and it honestly was. Because I enjoy figuring stuff out, and I actually enjoyed figuring out what the sentences meant. And the second game I bought was air hockey for like $1 maybe. And actually, I did forget to mention how I got my PlayStation. So I wanted to buy a Game Boy off my cousin who buys and resells game consoles. And like we went to the beach the week before, and he wanted to go early, so he went with my dad and I. He drove up from like an hour and a half away. So we went to the beach, we came home, and I decided to go to his dad's house with him so I could see his dad and and my other cousins. So we got to his dad's house, and he went on a Craigslist deal and brought back a Game Boy. And I was like, "Whoa, cool. I know you have many Game Boys. Can I buy that from you?" And he's like, "No, I'm trying to collect a whole set of Game Boy Colors." So it was a green Game Boy Color. And I'm not sure where he's at now with his collection, but I do know he's got a lot of Game Boy Colors, and he may even have all the color variants. But my point is, he's a collector. He collects. So yeah, I asked him if there's I'm like, I want to start gaming. Is there anything I can buy from you? He's just like, well, PlayStations don't really cost that much, and I'll just give you one. So he actually gave me a PlayStation, and I'm very grateful for that, because I don't know where I would be in my gaming life without that PlayStation. I still have it, the original one he gave me. I also still have the original controllers with it. I mean, now of course I use the Classic because it's easier to travel with, and I can just have all my games in one place, and I don't ever have to worry about running out of memory. But sometimes just for a good time, memories and all, I'll pull it out and play it. But this is usually what I use. It's because it's easier for me. So, after that, I went home with my PlayStation. I was so happy, ready to get some more games. And I remember that we used to have a PS3 that could play PS1, PS2, and PS3. It was really huge, and it broke maybe a year or two before that. So I was looking through our box of games, and I found, of course, my favorite game out of the first 3 games I owned was, let's find it, Frogger. I found Frogger in our box. If you are a subscriber and you watch this channel frequently, you probably know about my basement and how my dad's into all these arcade games. So I actually never did play Frogger on our PS3, but my dad did a lot. So I was like, oh, cool, PlayStation game. I'm going to play that. So Frogger was my favorite game. Now, one thing I feel really stupid for is I didn't even know that you needed a memory card. So every time I played a game, I was starting a new game. Because, see, I was used to the PS3, And oh, what else did I have? I did have a couple other game systems too. Like, at a PS3, it broke, so I got my parents got me a Wii U, and then I also had a DSi from when I was like maybe 6 that I still use. DSs aren't just for little kids like a lot of people think. So that was it, and the games just didn't need a memory card. They just saved automatically. Like, the DS game saved inside the cartridge, and the Wii U game saved to the system memory. So I just wasn't familiar with classic gaming, you know? My dad used to have an NES, and those games even save to the cartridges when they do save, because some don't even save, like Mario 3, which really should have saved, because that is one long game. But, so I was just used to games saving to internal memory or cartridge memory, and I didn't even know about the memory card. So I don't remember what game it was when I realized I did need a memory card. I think it may have been Bug's Life, which I said in the last video that I wasn't able to get it on here. Pretty sure it was Bug's Life, which we'll get into that game later. But next we gotta talk about something else. So, a few months later, I ended up buying another PS3. Right now I own 2 PS3s. I have a super slim with the sliding door on top, and the original one that could play PS2. So I saw like the virtual console, and everyone was telling me I have to get Crash Bandicoot on PS1. And I'm like, well, back then I was a super cheapskate. I was like, I am not spending $20 on a game. Like, I would not spend money on games. Now, like, you wouldn't even believe me if you knew me back then. So I bought Crash Bandicoot Warped, because I heard that was the best one. And then I also bought, let's find it. Oh, wait. Wherever it is. Oh, right there, Spyro the Dragon. I bought those too. Thought they were great. And then I actually found my copy of Spyro the Dragon at a gaming store, and it was a loose disc. It didn't look in great condition. Sold it to me for $3, and it ended up working. So yeah. And then a few weeks later, I wanted to see what the OG was like, so I bought Crash Bandicoot. And of course, Warped is my favorite for sure. Warped is honestly probably my favorite PlayStation game. Now, one Crash Bandicoot game I actually have never played was the second one. I do own a copy of it, and I have the Insane Trilogy on actually all 3 systems. I have it on my PS4, my Xbox One, and my Switch. I know I'm crazy, but I really like that game. I've only played the first one and the third one, but I am definitely playing the second one on here, because I really want to see what it's like. Everyone says the order of the games goes 3, 2, 1. That's like the greatest to worst. So I have got to see what Crash 2 is like. I know it's going to be good. I just haven't gotten the time to play it. The games I haven't played that are really good, supposedly, are Crash Bash and Crash Team Racing. I don't own either of these. I just have them on here. So I'm excited to start those. I haven't played the original Grand Theft Auto. Haven't played this. 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 Played this. This game's honestly hard. It looks like a little kid's game, but it's really hard. Haven't played. Haven't played. Haven't played. Played. I enjoyed it. It was a cheap game. Like, I bought the disc. I haven't played it on here yet. Haven't played yet. Played and loved it. Have it on Xbox One as well. Haven't played it. 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 So, I haven't played the majority of these games. Oh, and I did forget to go here. I have played this. I have played this. I haven't played this. I've played this. I've played this. Oh, and I know the one game I said I haven't played does have a save spot right here. And that was because my cousin, who actually gave me my PS3, I mean, not PS3, PS1, wanted to play this when he saw I got a classic. So he played it, but I haven't. So I know I haven't played the majority of these games, but that's because I don't own them. And I just haven't had the time. I was honestly put this thing away until a new hack came out because I really just bought it to hack it and play my favorite PS1 games. And play some of the games that came on here like Rayman and Final Fantasy. So I'm going to start playing it now because it's got all the games on it. But before I just never did because it didn't have the games I wanted on it. So let me think of some other PlayStation memories I have. Really, that's kind of it. Because a lot of the PlayStation games I have, I really haven't played PlayStation that much. I've been more of a PS2 guy. But with the Classic, I'm definitely going to start playing it more. And there are a bunch of PlayStation 1 games that I like. Like, I bet Crash Bandicoot Warped is honestly on my top 5 game list. Like, guaranteed it. It's definitely on the top 10. And Frogger and Spyro are probably up there too. I know Frogger's a weird choice. And Bug's Life. That's another one that I love. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work on here. I'm trying to figure it out. But I do remember Bug's Life. I did buy at a local game store that unfortunately closed. But I bought most of my PS3 games there because they had good prices and I liked the store. So, one thing I'm wondering is are they ever going to come out with a PS2 classic? I don't know. I hope they do. It'll probably be in the far future because I'll post a link to the video in the description, but I watched a video today on Nintendo about how it was gonna cost a lot of money to make a GameCube Classic Edition, and I know the PS2 is very similar to the GameCube. So, I don't know. I hope they do. It'd be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see. So, I really don't have many memories of the PS1, but the ones that I had from my cousin were probably the ones I remember the most. But I definitely do remember spending a lot of Saturdays playing Crash Warped. And I can't wait to start it again on here. But those are definitely the memories I had of Crash. Were playing Crash and Spyro on a Saturday. I just remember there was one Saturday and I just all day played Crash and Spyro. So that's really it. I'm hoping to get some more memories from this PlayStation Classic. And I'd also like some suggestions in the comments on games I should get on here, because I will try. And I'll just briefly go through my game library. That's all I have right now. I don't want the thing to get too crowded, but knowing myself, I don't think it will, because I'm really the kind of guy who has a select few titles for each system, and I'm only getting what I'm playing. I'm not getting anything more. Like, I'm not getting games I'm not going to play. And if I do, I'll just delete them. I'll also post a video in the description on how to get Bleem Sync. It's the one I used, and it's the same one in my last video. So, I recommend getting Bleem Sync if you have a PlayStation Classic. And get a SanDisk 32 gigabyte memory stick. Or not memory stick, USB stick. Because I tried using a 64 gigabyte one, and it didn't really work for me. But the 32 did, and there's plenty of space on there. Like, I'm sure I still have a lot more space even after downloading all this. No, yeah. If you get a PlayStation Classic, enjoy it. Hack it, I guess. The hacking isn't too dangerous. I mean, if I could do it, I've only ever hacked a PSP and a Wii. And a PS1 Classic. So I'm not like advanced or anything, because those are pretty easy to hack. But, so yeah. Have fun if you have a PlayStation 1. If you don't, I highly recommend getting one. I know I said I haven't played most of these games, but I'm going to start getting some new memories by playing them. Just, some of the games I want to play I don't own. So I'm happy to own them on here. So thanks everyone for watching, and please subscribe. Have a nice day, and have fun with your PlayStation.